second last day.
Or village where you will find our products. We compete very fiercely in the marketplace, very fiercely against each other. And for us to come together to ask to meet with you and distinguished leaders of the Senate, it is key. And I'll come to that reason for a minute, but let me situate it in terms of what we, partly history, partly what we do. We're 7-Up and Nigerian Bottling Company. We are companies that have been existing in this country before independence. And our food drinks, as I said, then Right Food, like I said, I joined us in the last 20 years. And there are others. There's another one who joined us. For reason I will explain shortly, it's on the market. So we have distributors, small outlets, including the lady selling suya or roasted plantain or roasted yam with a crate of drink. It could be any of us with somebody buying and grabbing that. That is the smallest chain, and it's depending on that for his livelihood, for her livelihood. And then we have those who have put some of their money, we call them our major distributors, with big warehouses, with a chain of delivery vans and employing people to distribute this product across to these nook and crannies of the country. So if you add that to the direct employees we have, we impact this country substantially. And we produce, the food and beverage sector contribute 33.5% of the manufacturing in the country. So that's a huge contribution. And that impacted recently, the Q3 GDP release recently. You can see the headwind of the significant decline in our sector. We have come to you, sir, that the sector is about to collapse. And because we have been facing not just headwinds, like a tsunami. And we don't want to come into the public to announce this is what is happening to us without placing it before you as leaders of this country. And why is that, sir? The Finance Act imposed an excise tax on non-alcoholic beverages. And before, let me also situate a significant fact. In our sector, the tax we pay, company tax, VAT, education tax, are in excess of over 300 billion. Now, this was thrown on us in June, with effect from 1st of June, and what has happened to us? Almost a total collapse. Nobody is buying our products anymore. There's small demand for it. That we are so threatened, and we were in the House of Representatives yesterday. We were told that some of the employees have gone to even speak with them. We have not discussed with our employees. We are handling this with time, so there is no panic. So we are here, and our appeal, sir, is to ask the National Assembly, under your leadership, sir, to completely remove the excise tax and return to status quo ante before 1st of June this year. Lest by default, you hear, just like one of us is off the market, between March and April next year, you will hear an announcement that each of us has its operations. And there's one aspect that's really significant that I must mention, the distinguished Senate President. We are part of a multinational, some of us here. 7-Up is a franchisee of Pepsi Cola. Nigerian public company is part of the Coca-Cola system. It will bring a very horrible image for any of us to then go and say, after 70 years, for example, for the Coca-Cola company, we are ceasing operations in Nigeria. I believe for honors in Nigeria, that will, I don't have to be associated with the company, that will hit me hard. So that is why we are here, sir. And like I said before, we are fierce competitors. We don't spare each other in the marketplace. And for us to go, because we don't want what has happened to one of us to be a domino effect. So we are appealing to you that the gift that lays the golden egg should not be clobbered. And like one of our famous writers said, from the wisdom of our own fathers, a toad does not run in the daylight for nothing. That's why we are here, sir. Thank you, sir. If you permit me, some of my colleagues might want to add to where I left off.
Thank you very much, sir, the Senate President and distinguished senators. Just to add to what they said, I believe you know strongly the harsh economic situation that businesses have been undergoing, the high inflation rates, the struggle to get forex, to run our businesses, the high cost of utility. Within this year only, diesel has increased by over 180%. All these are huge costs that are impacting the low margin business that we're running. People don't know that this business is a very low margin business. So these are things that are already hitting us. We know the argument has often been that, soft drink contributes to diabetes, it contributes to health challenges, but there are researches, both in the past and now. These two companies, like I said, they are over 70 years old, in Nigeria. And today, research, international research, have shown that dietary sugar in soft drink is about 1.7% in adults and 1.9% in children. That's dietary sugar that is in soft drink. But if you take other confectionery items like chocolate, the dietary sugar in chocolate is 18%. If you take sweet biscuit, like this biscuit before us now, and alcoholic beverage is about 13%. But ours is just 1.7 for adults, 1.9, and yet tax, is found on us. The issue about diabetes is actually a function of the high calorie content in the food that we consume. Eba, pounded yam, they all have sugar. We're all, and then they all have sugar content. Fruits, an apple fruit that we take, they all have sugar content. And then more also is the fact that this excise duty, a few countries, in Africa, for example, that has implemented this. They did that based on, the threshold of sugar, what is called sugar per capita, which the World Health Organization has set a threshold of 9%. Nigeria today, the sugar per capita consumption in Nigeria is 8 kilograms. 8 kilograms. In the UK, it is 30 kilograms. In the US, it is 46. In Algeria, that is close to us here, Algeria is about 48. South Africa, 28. Nigeria is less than 8%. The threshold, like I said, that the World Health Organization thinks is 9. We have not reached 9. Algeria alone, that is at 43%. The excise duty is 2%. 2%. But we that haven't reached that threshold, a 10% is found on us. And when this deal was being done, there was no consultation. We believe this industry is critical enough, and as government has often promoted, of trying to ensure the ease of doing business, that each time major decisions like this is to be taken, consultations are made. But there was no consultation. Even in the public hearing, our representative was in the public hearing, of the finance team. Nothing was raised about this. But we're surprised to see that it was introduced. So, sir, this is the reason why we're here. We believe strongly that our case is a very compelling case, and we know the efforts that you have put in resolving a lot of problems and challenges in this country. And we are calling that you please save our industry from collapse, save our businesses from collapse. So thank you very much, sir, and we rest our case for, I rest my case for answer. Thank you.
Explain. There is a misconceived sometimes perception that why don't you increase prices and people will continue to buy. Why I say misconceived conception? Because soft drinks all over the world, one of the pillars for its existence and continuity is affordability. People have a reason to drink beer or hot drinks because it makes them feel happy or high or whatever it is. Soft drink is purely a refreshment. If the affordability element is lost, the industry will collapse. That's all. If we look at the profile of our consumers, who are the consumers of the soft drink industry in Nigeria? They are not the rich and mighty. Over 85% to 90% of our consumers are the low-income group. And this group is extremely price sensitive. If you take the affordability element, and soft drinks, although it's a refreshment, this 80 to 90% of our consumers actually take it as a food supplement. They buy a loaf of bread, they take a bottle of soft drinks, and to them it's a meal. If this exercise is allowed to continue, it will take the pricing or the affordability limit outside their capability. The other point that I would like to make, despite the low margins that are in this business, we are truly proud of our achievements in the sense that if you look at what this industry gives back to its communities all over Nigeria, it is second to none. We support the communities that we work with. We provide them boreholes, schools, town hall structures. We are the biggest supporter of sports in Nigeria, whether it's football, basketball. We created the Super Falcons, the female team in Nigeria. We trained, we had the Pepsi Football Academy, which at one time was the largest training academy in West Africa. We support musicians, local musicians, Nigerian musicians. We give a lot of support in the form of education, scholarships. If you calculate what this industry, the soft drinks industry, gives back, I doubt you will find any other industry that emulates it. And this is all from this little margin that we get from selling our products. Just wanted to make those points.
The leader of the team, the chairman of the Nigeria Bottling Company, and the members of the delegation, let me, on behalf of the Senate and indeed the National Assembly, welcome you to the Senate wing of the National Assembly. You visited the House of Representatives already? Was it yesterday?
Yesterday.
Well, you are welcome to the National Assembly for the same. I've listened to your submissions, and I want to assure you that everything we do as an administration, as a government, we do so to promote, to support, to protect, and foster businesses in our country. You are the owners of the businesses. you have invested in the soft drinks industry in Nigeria. But Nigerians are the beneficiaries because in addition to drinking the soft drinks, our students also get jobs. And for those reasons, it is always at the forefront of our consideration and focus that we must make the business environment clement, create ease of doing business in Nigeria. Besides, we are also conscious that the world is a global village. There are so many other areas that somebody could easily move out to. We don't want to lose businesses in Nigeria to our competitors. So we have to have a competitive environment here. I've taken note of how long you have been in Nigeria, 70 years and some 20 and so on and so forth. The fact that you have stayed for 70 years tells a story that the Nigerian environment has provided you the opportunity to invest and also reap from your investment. Of course, it's a symbiotic relationship. While you are making profits from your business, we are also getting jobs and other benefits. And particularly when you mention the corporate social responsibilities, we know that most businesses do that. And I want to assure you that when the Finance Act 2022 was passed into law, we did so consciously trying to address certain issues, not trying to overburden your businesses. Actually, the Finance Act is one way of responding to the global situation that every country today faces, and it's not peculiar to Nigeria. But of course, when you pass laws, you find how efficacious the law is when you start to implement it. Maybe we're talking about the 10% tax, and I've noted what you have said about it, that it's a heavy burden that you think can make your businesses difficult to thrive. And that's not the kind of consequence that we anticipated or hoped. And as the parliament that passed the law will look at the law and see how everybody will be protected. On one hand, Nigeria needs some revenue, just like many other countries. Even bigger economies are challenged today. But on the other hand, even though we need revenues, we have to be very conscious of the fact that we don't kill or burden or stress the goose that lays the golden egg. We like the goose to continue to lay the golden eggs, so that at the end of the day, it's better to have something coming into the coffers of government than to have capital flights and then lose everything. But like I've said, it's not something that I can say, well, 10% is off. We'll look at it and see how we can arrive at something, an accommodation that everybody will be a winner at the end of the day. And I want to, on behalf of all my colleagues here, say that you have done so well for staying for 70 years. Those of you that are coming also shows that the environment is inviting, and you are all welcome. If somebody is 20 years, 170, Probably the one that stays 70 encourage the one that has moved in 20 years. Say, well, in this environment you can come in and it's good enough. And we have population. We drink a lot, probably with 200 million people. Not many countries can afford the kind of, not many companies or businesses will like to leave a country with this huge population, because that's the market. And I believe that in every village, like one of you said, you see Coca-Cola, you see Fanta, you see La Casera, and so many other drinks. So we will work to see how we can address the issue you have raised, and that we'll try to do as pretty quickly as possible, so that we have a situation where at the end of the day you will be happy and Nigeria will also be happy, because I'm sure you are aware of the headache the agency, the vice president handles on trying to create ease of doing business in Nigeria. We know it's a fairly harsh environment, but we have done so much in the last few years to improve on the environment. What we are experiencing today is what most countries are experiencing. Most countries, even bigger economies, are suffering from so many challenges, from COVID outcomes, from the now infamous Ukraine-Russia war, and so on and so forth. But our understanding, our prayer is this is not going to be a permanent situation, that these challenges will soon go away, but we'll try to take very, very progressive measures to ensure that we address your concerns. So once again, I welcome you to the Senate, going of the National Assembly, and I want to assure you that we'll look into this issue that you have raised as quickly as possible. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, sir. That we
Okay.
What?